Right now, you locked into doggydiamondsnofilter.com. You should be. See how I did that? Yeah. Right now, you should be logging on to doggydiamondsnofilter.com after the show, periodically during the day. Maybe you missed a video. Maybe it's an audio podcast that came out that you didn't hear. Yeah, you need to log on to doggydiamondsnofilter.com. Doggydiamondsnofilter.com. And listen, man, for only $100, I'll promote your content and put you in front of over 500,000 people on Twitter, Facebook, Insta Stories, YouTube community, Threads, and doggydiamondsnofilter.com. All of those numbers combined reach over 500,000 people. And I got a special thing, too, that I'm going to add in that. But when you hit me up, I'll tell you about it. I can't tell the world, but I'll tell you about it. You got to hit me up on Instagram at your promo for your promo. At Doggie Diamonds for your promo. Serious inquiries only. Must be Cash App ready. Let's get to this. Let's go. Zip, see what you did? You made me say let's get to this. That's Zip with the drip slang right there. I said that let's get to this. I normally say let's go. But we here. Okay. So this show right here, it's gonna be something epic. It's gonna be something special. Make sure you hit the like button. The like button is very, very essential. God damn, I got hot in here. I cut the heat on, and now I'm hot. I can't drink this water. Oh man. Toronto in the building. I see Toronto. I see everybody filing in. Them likes ain't going up though. We gonna need them likes going up. We gonna need them likes getting crazy. We gonna need them likes liking. You know what I'm saying? 30 likes, that ain't good. Come on. We gonna need y'all to get them likes up. We also gonna need y'all to subscribe and hit the bell. We need all of that. Got some special stuff popping, some special stuff. All right. Before I start, man, you got to join my YouTube channel now and get exclusive member perks. The membership is as low as $2.99. $2.99. You could become a member of the channel. This week, exclusively, I'm going to drop interviews you never saw before, and the members are going to see it in its entirety. The regular folks is going to see clips, but you're going to be able to see the interview in its entirety. I'm digging in the vaults, and I'm releasing everything that needs to be released before this year is out. I promise you. So if you a member, join the membership now. The membership is right below in the description box. Everything pertaining to me is right below in the description box. So make sure you do that. Okay, what's up, everybody? I go by the name of Doggie Diamonds. Hip hop is in the building, of course. I wanted to talk about this because I think this is a deep topic. Basically people going at me on Twitter for, what's funny? Let me put this in its proper perspective. I don't believe that I'm taking up for Joe Budden per se, right? Because Joe Budden made some errors in his critique of Drake. I admitted that yesterday. But I don't like the narrative. Oh, I hate the word narrative too. But I don't like the talking point or the take of a failed rapper. It kind of bothers me a little bit. Because for the most part, if we're going to call people failed rappers, it's so like how is that defined, right? It's so many of our peers, our comrades, our brothers in this culture that can be considered a failed rapper if we're going to go in accordance to what I think some people's definition is. And I don't agree with that. I think the minute you put out a project, you didn't fail. You know, the toughest thing to do, first of all, is to get a record deal, especially at a specific time, right? To get a record deal, to get a major record deal, to get a video done, to go on a tour, and to actually be in commercials, and be, even if it's locally known, right? Because we have rappers, for example, I'm going to get into that in a minute. So for you to be able to achieve these things, how can you be a failed rapper? There's no such thing as a failed rapper. And what I didn't like about that statement, as I feel like so many of my peers in the chat, so many of my peers that's going to watch this later on might get a little discouraged. And I don't want you to get discouraged. If you're talented, keep striving with that talent. Just make sure you have a way that can pay your bills. And even if you rap for a hobby, even if you rap to get stuff off your chest, even if you rap to rap because you love it, you cannot be a failure because you're doing with your love. Nothing can make you a failure if you're doing what you love. Now let's get into things that some people that can make you not make it, okay? Because again, I'm gonna say this again, and people gonna argue the point, and people gonna say how they feel about this statement that I'm gonna make. Drake couldn't fail because Drake is manufactured. Drake has he has Rap A Lot Records behind him. He has Young Money behind him. He has Cash Money behind him. Then he has Universal behind him. And with those 4 companies comes individuals who already household names. So we're talking about Jay Prince. We're talking about Lil Wayne. And we're talking about Birdman, Baby. Remember, the first time we saw Drake was like Young Money, and they had an all-star cast that included Tiger, Nicki Minaj. So, so then he has, he's done collaborations with people. So he's manufactured. Some of his rhymes was written for him. Not saying he can't write. He could write. Not saying he can't rap. He could rap. But he has a lot going for him, and I didn't even bring up the small hat thing. And I didn't even bring up the fact that look who his uncle is. So he also comes from Degrassi. So he has a past where he has a lot of people that were rooting for him, right? So Hostile P, thank you for your donation, and thank you for supporting my independent voice. The super chat is open, by the way, and so is the Cash App pin. So when we think about failed rappers, none of my comrades in this culture could be considered a failed rapper to me if they made one record I like. You didn't fail, fam. You changed my life. You got brothers like B.O.B. That's why I put them on the thumbnail, because I don't look at none of them as a failed rapper. You got brothers like Saigon, Industry Politics. Could Saigon not rap? He could rap. Maybe he didn't live up to the potential that we thought he should have lived up to, but he dealt with a lot of industry politics and not wanting to conform to what was going on. You're set up for failure. Ab-Soul, we were looking at him to be the next. I remember Black Lip Bastard. I remember all these things. But Kendrick ended up being the star out of TDE. But remember, at one point, it was Ab-Soul. It was Ab-Soul. We got other brothers. Papoose. Nasarima Dream coming soon. We heard it for a long time. But industry, politics, different things stop some of these people's career from reaching its full potential. So I can't call you a failure. Ab-Soul is incredible. Saigon got records that I like, especially some of his mixtape work. And B.O.B. got hits. Jay Electronica. Some people might say Jay Electronica is a failed rapper. How? How could he be a failed rapper if he put out an album with Jay-Z? You didn't fail, fam. And you are incredible. Jay Electronica, I'll go on record and tell y'all. I've told y'all plenty of time, but I'll say that's my personal favorite rapper. I just know his catalog of music. I've been listening. I'm not a person who just got in tuned. I've been listening to songs like Dealin'. I've been listening since songs that I couldn't even pronounce the name of it. I was listening to songs I couldn't even pronounce the name of the song, where he was having songs where every letter was spaced out. When I was listening to Jay Electronica since MySpace. So when I think of a failed rapper, we had individuals that we might say is a failed rapper. Some people might say, what's the brother's name? Obi Trice is a fail. How could Obi Trice be a fail? Because if Obi Trice right now started podcasting, gave his take on how he feel about the culture, some people would say, oh, you a failed rapper. How? Obi Trice made that the setup. To this day, you rocking the setup with Nate Dogg. So how could you say that somebody's a failed rapper if they put out projects? Now, you know when I think of failed rappers, I think of Macho Man Randy Savage putting out an album. I think of John Cena. I think of Parker Lewis from Parker Lewis Can't Leave. I think of Bud Bundy. That's a failed rapper. Ain't none of my brothers no failed rappers because I know what it takes to do this. None of these brothers is failed rappers. And according to the standards of making it, we can say who is a failed rapper when it comes to majors. Tech Nine. Can we say Tech Nine is a failed rapper? Hell no. Tech Nine? Hell no. Everybody in Slaughterhouse would be considered to be a failed rapper, right? Because they was on majors and they didn't make it. But could we say Slaughterhouse was failed rappers? Royce has put out some of the greatest bodies of work. Crooked Eye is Crooked Eye. Joel Ortiz put out, incredible music. So I don't like calling people a failed rapper because we have something called majors, then we have the underground. And remember, according to Ebro, do your history. According to Ebro, Sean Price was a minor league rapper. According to Ebro, Sean Price was a minor league rapper. The great Sean Price. And he was great before he passed, because I don't like when people pass and then we start praising them. Right? He said Sean Price was a minor league rapper. So how could we call anybody a failed rapper, for one, if they made a hit record? Even if it was a casual hit. Tag Team ain't whoop, there it is. Tag Team could still perform to this day and go pick up a little $1,500 every weekend somewhere. Maybe it is a boat ride. Maybe it is in front of a few people. So how could you call somebody a failure if they are able to feed themselves in some type of way from what they did? Now, another rapper who I love and respect a lot, we have Killer Priest. Killer Priest did Bible on Jesus Project. Killer Priest got that that crazy on the Ghostface the Ghostface feature. We have Sons of Man. How can we say brothers are failures if they're revered as one of the greats? How can you fail? You might have failed because of politics. And let's not exclude. This is what I'm saying. How could you be a failure with a classic? How could you be a failure with a classic? You can't be a failure with a classic. So, Fourth Chamber. But is Priest a major artist? Does Priest get on is he on everything? No, but could we say Killer Priest is a failed rapper? But according to what these standards are being set, a lot of our brothers would be considered to be failed rappers. And I'm not jacking that. I'm not going to let the culture call brothers failed rappers who have a following, who have a fan base, and who put out classic music. I'm not letting that happen. I'm not letting that happen. We can't change a who's a failed rapper. Like I said, Macho Man Randy Savage put out a rap album. The LA Raiders put out rap records. You know, it's been people, Deion Sanders, the great Deion Sanders had a song called Must Be the Money. Look it up. Look it up. I never took him for a rapper. But I remember Must Be the Money. I remember it, but so I'm like, nah, fam. So to me, a failed rapper is somebody who jumps in the lane, trying to rap, but you're not a rapper. You're just doing it for the check. That to me is a failed rapper. Kobe Bryant, another one. Ali Vegas wrote Kobe Bryant rhymes. Did you know that? So I can't say, I can't let nobody do that. I can't let nobody do that. I can't let nobody. What is manufactured? Because I see somebody say erroneously and kind of stupid that Jay-Z is manufactured. Do you know what manufactured mean? See, a lot of times y'all say stuff and y'all don't even know what it means per definition. You don't know what it means. And I gave an example of how Drake is manufactured. You can't say that about Jay-Z. You can't say that about Joe Budden. You can't say that about, they wasn't manufactured. There's not a bunch of moving pieces that put them together. So I'm confused, but I'm not going to really get into that. You know what I'm saying? Shaq was manufactured too, but Shaq ended up coming out with hits with it. So this is what I'm saying. So if you're manufactured and you have everybody putting together your shit, then you're going to be a success because everybody has something to do with it. But we got so many brothers on the underground. Ransom. We got 38 Special. We got my dude, my bro, Graph. Lyrical assassins. How could we say they failed rappers? If that's the case, you can say a lot of battle rappers are failed rappers. But are they failed if they battle rap and they're successful and amass millions of views and riches off of battle rap? And that's just another form of rap. Rock Marciano was on Flip Mode. He also was in the UN with Pete Rock. And look at Rock Marciano now. But if he had he was considered to be a failed rapper in accordance to majors and people manufacturing them. Rock Marciano was able to create a sound that is being used in the culture right now. So we can't be calling people failed rappers. We can't do that. We can't be calling people failed rappers. And a lot of these brothers pivoted. They pivoted. They learned how to pivot. So in the pivot, they might have started doing different things. They might have started doing stuff different. Because remember, he was Rock Marciano, then he became Rock Mars. Then it was like, I'm not going to let people call these dope-ass MCs that the industry wasn't nice to a certain extent. Because, again, everybody doesn't have Cash Money, Young Money, Rap-A-Lot, Universal Republic behind them, right? Everybody doesn't have that. Everybody doesn't get these golden opportunities. Everybody doesn't get that. So that's like saying Red Cafe is a failed rapper. But how could Red Cafe be a failed rapper if he did shit I like? Somebody said in the remember at one point 50 was pushing that narrative. He was saying, yo, Koch is the graveyard. Koch is the graveyard. He was saying Koch is the graveyard, but if it wasn't for Koch, we wouldn't have got some of them dope Styles P projects. We wouldn't have got a lot of projects if it wasn't for Koch, which is now E1 now. So we can't be calling people failures, right? We can't be calling people failures. And you have to be careful when you calling people a failure, because besides Drake, where are you in your career and where you want to be? Are you a failure? Family, to some of the people in the chat, some of the people who going to watch this on the playback, some of you individuals, some of you bros, some of you sis, y'all put out projects. You don't consider yourself to be a failure because you didn't get a deal, because you didn't become successful according to industry standards. When you go in that booth and you know you laying down that fire and you know you doing what you got to do, you could be on your 20th project. How can you be a failure if you put out 20 projects? How could you be a failure if you put out 2? How could you be a failure if you found a way to be able to feed yourself and your family from your craft? That's not failing. And then when you say your brother's living check to check, well, welcome to most of America. I don't know about the bros in Canada, but most of America is living check to check. You got people with master's degrees who living from check to check. Now, when you tap out the culture, because when you in this culture for so long, it's very, very mentally taxing. And nobody talks about that. This culture is very, very mentally taxing because your mental health suffers, honestly. I'm gonna just be real with you. Your mental health suffers because you're caught in between wanting to do your craft and having to be able to support yourself and your family. You might have children. You might take care of your mother. You might, you need a place to stay. You know how many nice people, I mean, nice, some of y'all in the chat, that is incredible. But real life and your skill didn't mesh yet. So you're forced to live real life. You're forced to go to work. You're forced to take some of your extra money that you make from your job and actually put it into your career. So how can I call you a failure if you trying, if you still going at it, if you still at it? And then sometimes you got to put it down. Sometimes you got to say, look, I can't do this rap thing right now. I just had some children. I got to, the worst part in your life? When you got to move. When you got to pack all your shit and move, that slows you down. That sets you back. So everybody is not going to be this manufactured star. Everybody is not going to be in the spotlight. Everybody's not going to get the opportunity. Everybody's not going to get the opportunity to be in the spotlight. Some people don't even want it. Lloyd Banks don't even like doing interviews, and I think that hinders his career. I think a lot of artists that don't like doing interviews has hindered their career because we don't know their mindset. We don't know them, which could be good and bad, but I think for the most part it's not good. I think most people should at least do a couple of interviews a year. You have some artists who never did any, who don't do none, right? According to the standards, now peep this. This is going to completely bust your brain. According to what Drake said, according to what Drake described Joe Budden as, you know who's the biggest failed rapper? And should change your whole perception of what a failed rapper is. Although Joe Budden didn't sell these enormous records, right? Although he was known throughout the hip hop community. with his peers and the fans, right or wrong. We can all agree with that. He did several videos. He had a major deal. He had a digital deal. Then he had a slight major in a group. According to what Drake is describing as a failed rapper because they quit, does that apply to 50 Cent? Now think about it. 50 Cent sold a lot of records. He was on a major. He left, got dropped, whatever, and he stopped rapping because he pivoted from rap into movies. Is he a failed rapper? He pivoted from doing all of this music to being the #1 rapper in the world, to be the #1 rapper in the world, till we ain't hear no music from in a long time. So is he a failed rapper? How could he be a failed rapper? He went out on his terms. So how could, according to the description, according to how he's defining a failed rapper, that applies to so many. 50 don't do music. And 50 not doing music hurt his whole crew, from Young Buck to Tony Yayo to Lloyd Banks. But guess what? He's on a tour, sold out tour right now. I've been in places where I seen Joe Budden sell out the venue. And people say, oh, gas stations don't count. Listen, some of you individuals who talk shit, listen, I'd rather be a one-hit wonder than a no-hit wonder. And I ain't talking about Drake. I'm talking about the peanut gallery. I'm talking about the individuals who like to talk. Joe Budden is doing what Joe Budden wants to do. So when you fail, that means you're out of the culture. You're out of it. He didn't fail. He pivoted and took this culture, the podcasting thing, and made millions off of it, and making millions and able to put other people on. But it came from being a rapper. It came from being a rapper. So just because you quit rap, you can consider to be a failure? How could you be a failure if you was a household name? How could you be a failure if everybody knew who you was? How could you be a failure? So you got to make Hotline Bling. You got to stream certain things. You got to do certain shit. I'm telling you, I've been in venues where Joe Budden was the headliner. And I'm like, oh shit, it's a lot of people in here. Who are they here for? It is Joe Budden show. Word. One venue that I was in, that holds a lot of people that I've been to, because people like to say, yeah, he selling out gas stations and all that. And I've been to BB King's. If you ever been to BB King's in New York, BB King's is big. Joe Budden headlined that. He headlined that. And Gilly, somebody Street Media TV had mentioned Gilly. Gilly was nice. And if Gilly allegedly wrote for Lil Wayne, how could he be a failed rapper if that's his pen? Gilly Gilly was offered many deals that he didn't want. He didn't take them. It's somebody in the chat that you're going hard to try to get my attention, and I'm telling you tonight it's not going to work, because what you're doing is you're talking shit. But I bet you if I dissect you, if I go into what you do, you're a failed at whatever you do. You know why? Because I don't fucking know you. I don't even know you. How can somebody be a failure if they're a household name? I don't know you. But you here telling us and telling me what somebody else ain't. What are you? What have you ever achieved? What have you ever done? How have you ever added on to this culture? And reason why this conversation is so important, because you have many people who have their criticisms. You have many people who have their takes, and they've never done anything in the culture. They are quick to destroy everything about the culture, but they never built anything. They never built anything, but they got a take. Look at this dickhead. That's what I'm talking about right here. That's what I'm talking about. Look, I'm not even going to dignify them by saying their name. See that? That's people who are just here. That's people who are just here to, they're mad. You understand what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I know what this shit take to do. This is not easy. None of this shit is easy. Going in the studio is not easy. When you write your own raps, it ain't easy. Picking out beats, it ain't easy. None of that is easy. None of that is easy. You understand? It's not easy. And then, again, you got real life. You got your life. You got what's going on. And you have different things that take place in trying to have a career and be a human and live a life. Do you know when you are a rapper or whatever the case may be, sometimes, you go through real shit. Niggas get stung by bees and shit like that, and their face could swell up. Different things happen to you in life. But it ain't for me to say you a failure if you did it at a level that I never done it at. So until you do it at certain levels, you can't call somebody a failure. Because one thing I could say about Joe Budden, one thing I could say about a lot of people, they aren't manufactured. Tech Nine ain't doing big tours, selling crazy merch. Wasn't Westside Gunning them on Shady Records as well? Are they failed rappers? Just really think about that. Wasn't is Westside Gunning them failed rappers? How? So we have majors, we have underground, and we have rappers that say, I do what I want, how I want, when I want. How come we never talk about failed singers, failed R&B artists? We don't never talk about them. We never talk about that. So if you calling him a failed rapper, is because you think you're a top rapper? And it's so bad that people dislike Joe Budden so much they're actually siding with Drake. Which I don't care for Joe Budden or don't care for him. Me and him have a cordial relationship, whatever. But I'm not gonna in speaking up for him, I feel like I'm speaking up for so many others. I feel like I'm speaking up for people who put they shit on the line in this culture. So there is no more Destiny's Child. There is no more LaToya Luckett and I think the woman Latavia. Are they failed singers? Are they failed singers? Because they got kicked out of group. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, Macho Man Randy Savage has an album. Brooke Hogan made an album. You have many people who have attempted to do things in this culture that it didn't work. Do y'all know who Wade Robson is? Wade Robson. He's a dude who was a choreographer. He choreographed for Britney Spears, NSYNC, a lot of them people. He actually, I think, accused Michael Jackson of doing some stuff to him. But his name is Wade Robson. He was in a group called Quo. They had a song produced by Redman called Who the Hell, right? So Wade Robson he became a choreographer. His partner was married to Reagan Gomez. Look up Quo, Quo. He rapped. He was a child rapper. To me, that's a failed rapper. That's a failed rapper. Because you tried it, it didn't work. And then you just was like, I ain't doing it no more. Now, let me give you one deeper. Did Joe Budden fail because he wasn't good? Or did Joe Budden fail because the new regime came in Def Jam? And who was a part of that new regime? Jay-Z. When Jay-Z came in, Joe Budden told you his situation with Jay-Z. Jay-Z, remember, took Pump It Up. When Jay-Z became the president of Def Jam, they didn't believe in Joe Budden's project. The old regime did, but the new regime didn't believe in Joe Budden on his project. Hence, why he ended up not being on Def Jam no more. So did he fail, or did the system fail him? Because the system fails a lot of individuals. The system fails a lot of individuals, and because they get caught up in the industry politics, we could call them failures. I'm a hip-hop historian. I ain't think I knew about Quo, right? I know about every group that ever came out. And that's why I feel like I have to defend some of my rapping brothers, because I know the politics that they went through. I know some of the stuff that they've been through in this culture that caused our perception of them of to look like they are failures, but they're not really failures. The system failed them. And everybody doesn't know how to pivot. Everybody doesn't know how to do independent. Everybody doesn't know how to do something else, right? So we can't call them. I mean, shit, Sir Mix-a-Lot. You understand what I'm saying? He had Baby Got Back. He had My Hoopty. I actually like that My Hoopty song. It was terrible, but I loved it. And we got a lot of dudes that's underground. We got, I can't call them failures. I can't call them failures. I can't say you a failed rapper. Nah. Can't call you a failed rapper. I'm not gonna do that, because I don't like the way it's being defined. I don't like where it's because think about men, fellas. Think about when you break up with a woman. You could be the best thing that happened to her or the worst thing that happened to her. But if you break up with her, she gonna say all types of shit about you that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? She gonna say, yo, what's the main things that men to discredit a man? You say he's kind of mercurial, his meat small. You hear all these things, right? And it's almost like you're saying things to try to hurt somebody's feelings, but it's really not no truth in it, right? You got mad groups. You got Ill Bill. You got Vinny Pazienza. You got Army of the Pharaohs. You got Necro. I know of a lot of underground groups that are large in that world. Large. They're still touring overseas. They right now could be in Scandinavia doing tours. They can be right now in Yugoslavia touring. How could you be a failed rapper if you can tour? How? It's people who live off their shows. It's people who live off their shows. You know what I'm saying? It's people who live off their shows. So it's a lot of people who've been R.A. the Rugged Man, who used to be Crustified Dibs, who was on a major label, who was on Jive Records. But he had to pivot because Crustified Dibs had to go away for R.A. the Rugged Man to exist. Man, every time I see R.A., he's on tour somewhere. He's overseas somewhere. So again, New York, you're cruising for a bruising because you don't know what you're talking about. And I'm talking about people who would consider. See, first of all, if you was here from the beginning, and one thing y'all not going to do, you're not going to come in the chat and try to have your little bum ass take when I already done broke shit down an hour ago. Either rewind or get left. Either that. But R.A. the Rugged Man is Crustified Dibs. Look it up. So at the end of it all, you have the underground. You shut the hell. Drake has a machine behind him. All rappers do. All rappers got a machine behind them. See, look, this be casual people who don't know what they're talking about. Don't know what they talking about. See, that's the problem with a lot of y'all. A lot of y'all swear y'all know the damn culture, and you don't. You don't. How many record label meetings you been to? Where the record labels located? Who are the record labels? Who are the A&Rs? What is their job description? You don't. You sit on the internet and you watch people takes and you watch people say stuff and you just talk and you never, ever, 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 ever put your social security down on a contract. Never had a contract looked over. Never produced, never wrote, never mixed, never mastered, never did anything. But you know everything about a business that you're not in. So if you know everything, who you put on? Where your record at? So what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You don't know nothing about nothing. Just sit back and be quiet. Just sit back and maybe, see, the problem is if you stay silent and listen. I told you, listen and silent have the same letters. They're interchangeable, but you can't listen if you're not silent. And if you're not silent, you can't listen. You're so busy trying to get a word in edgewise that you don't even know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. So every rapper has a machine behind them, right? So who's Tech Nine machine? Who's Onyx machine? Who's their machine? And I know a lot, and these dudes stay on the road. They're everywhere. How you think they live? First of all, you know, as an artist, back in the days, the publishing wasn't what it was. Publishing used to come in the form of royalty, right? Why do you think publishing is so big now? Because certain record labels didn't give publishing. They would just give royalty. They would just give royalty. It's dick breath. It's not about Joe. Niggas love Joe today, but gonna be trashing him by next week. But y'all been calling Drake a cornball for how long? How long y'all been calling Drake a cornball? So you don't like Joe Budden that much that you'll side with Drake. Got you. Say no more. Somebody like Slim Thug would be considered a failed rapper, right? He got a big ass house in Houston, mad cars. He don't have to sell a record outside of Houston. So how could he be a failure if Texas is one of the biggest states in America? And if he sell in his city alone, stream in his city alone, he don't need none of us. Y'all don't be knowing what the hell y'all talking about. And again, that is the problem within our culture, because we have people who come in this shit and don't know nothing. What have you ever done in it? You've done nothing. So if you're not a part of mixing the bricks, if you're not a part of mixing the cement, you're not a part of laying the foundation or even witnessing it, how can you talk about what's going on and who, not what? You're not even in the conversation. You was never there. You're a nobody. You're a spectator. Just spectate. That's why you got players in the game. And that's why you got people in the seats. Sit your ass in the seat and clap. And some people are in nosebleeds and some people are in front row. Nobody can hear you shouting up there. Because it's easy to stand up in the nosebleeds and say how somebody a bum, but you're watching them. Do you not understand psychologically what that means? You're watching somebody to call them a bum. But they're doing what you aspire to do. They're doing what your homeboy Star Mel, you think Star Mel should be doing. Yeah, my man Star Mel nicer than everybody. Watch when he get his deal. Shut up. Ain't no such thing as no fail rapper to me. If you listen, you made one song, to me, you did it. Because music used to be unique. Music used to help you remember where you was at in life. When certain records came out, you remember where you lived. You remember where you was at. You remember your age. That's what music used to be. Now that Drake made the 50 of the same records, you can't differentiate for all dogs from the Pregnant album from, what's the difference? What's the difference? What's the difference? So again, if you put out an album, you had a trailer for a video, you're known, you toured, you've been all around, and we can quote some of your raps. How did you fail? How did you fail? We could even say my brother Nims. That's my bro, Brooklyn brother. Nims is one of the hottest dudes on the underground. He is. With a clothing line, that's crazy. That's crazy. There's no such thing. I told you, Macho Man Randy Savage. If Mr. T make a rap, see, you a failed rapper if you're not really a rapper and you just jump into the lane for a check. That, to me, that's a failed rapper. You had TV stars who did albums. That's a failed rapper. John Cena doing an album is if the WWE doing a rap album. That's failed rapper. That's come on, man. That's culture vulture fail shit. But it's too many brothers that, according to what he described, it fits so many people. I said not Mims, Nims. N-E-M-S. N-E-M-S. N-E-M-S is Nims. He made the song Bing Bong. Everybody's saying Bing Bong because of him. That comes from him. Had the Knicks saying Bing Bong. So again, we got a lot of brothers in this culture who did a lot because of politics. I said Parker Lewis. I said Parker Lewis because Brian Austin Green is that Parker? No, Parker Lewis is somebody else. Brian Austin Green, I think is from 902. Yeah. But Parker Lewis did an album too. So we got a lot of brothers who been in this culture, who did a lot, who didn't do certain things due to industry politics. Mental illness. Tommy Hill, did you know that Tommy Hilfiger's son did music? Did you know that? Tommy Hill, his son, did music. Jaden Smith. You know what I'm saying? So I think sometimes we conflate fail from whack or somebody who doesn't want to rap. I don't mean you're a failure. I interviewed Tommy Hill before too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of battle rappers. Remember, listen. A lot of battle rappers. Megan Simone. Not Megan Simone. Raven Simone was doing rap albums and rap songs. Raven Simone. Willow Smith. I whip my hair back and forth. But you have people who been through hell. And I know what some of these dudes been through. I've spoken to them. I've interviewed them. So they didn't fail because they didn't have the ambition. They failed because the industry failed them. Politics failed them. Look how many of these brothers get caught up in the politics of the culture. And then they're not on no more. And then we say, all right, because I wanted to show y'all something too. You know, it's got some type of demonstration. So reason why I took this thumbnail is because I seen this on this DJBooth.com. And this is could've, should've, would've. 6 rappers who never reached the mountaintop. Hip hop is a mountain, but the industry is a revolving door. And half the battle is getting in and managing to stick around. From now on, when I read, tell me to take my glasses off, please, because they're off right now. So look, this is the thumbnail they made. They would consider, these rappers should have reached the mountaintop in their opinion. B.O.B., Saigon, and Ab Soul. Let's see who else they got. Jay Electronica could have been a superstar. Could he have been a superstar? That's subjective. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of these things are subjective. I know I can't say I know for a fact, but I'm pretty sure Jay Electronica has a whole lot of music we never heard. He has a whole lot of music out that many of you never heard now that's out because he was just releasing it. So he's supposed to be in the mainstream because Diddy and Jay-Z were at war over ushering the age of electronica. I personally think, in my opinion, and I can't say this is fact, but I don't think Jay Electronica heart is really into being in the limelight, into being out there like that. Can he rap incredibly? Hell yeah. But we also have to understand, just because you're a rapper and you are and supposed to be in the limelight, that don't mean that it's meant for you. That don't mean you want to do it. And that don't mean you have the esteem sometime to do that. It's a lot that take place in this culture. So just because Diddy and Jay-Z, so what would Jay Electronica be like on what label would he be with Diddy? Just really think about that. Who popped over there that's still alive, respectfully? I rest my case. That didn't quit, because Mace ran away. Mark Curry don't make, it's a lot of people that quit. Red Cafe was on Bad Boy too. Saigon. I would say this is due to industry politics. He was on Atlantic and they wanted him to do some stuff He had no gimmick or jingle. It was grand lyricism and hard knock storytelling that placed them. But wow, the ironic thing is both of them was with Just Blaze. I just realized that. That's deep. B.O.B. achieved success but fell short of potential. So how could you achieve success? You did records with Bruno Mars, but you fell short. B.O.B., if you pay attention to B.O.B., he's in a whole different mental space. Maybe hip-hop wasn't his calling anymore. Ab-Soul, who put out an incredible project, I think, last year. Rich Homie Quan. Well, I don't know who this Rory individual is. I have no idea who that is, so I'm not even going to get into that. I don't even like this thumbnail, so maybe they got something dope, but I'm good. I'll pass. I'll check it out later, maybe. Rich Homie Quan. Well, look how life played out. If Rich Homie Quan had stayed where he was at, he would be on Young Thug Indictment. So he got out the culture and left just in time to be free. So I wouldn't call him a failure. I would call him smart. He knew something and saw something that we didn't know and we didn't see. So how could you know, and again, this is subjective. Some people could think all of these dudes is failures. Hey, man, we know who they are, right? Except for the Rory individual. This was another article. 11 rappers who failed to live up to their potential. And this is in 2014. So you see how people view you. Lauryn Hill. So is she a failed rapper because she didn't live up to the potential of what? We're still talking about her music. She doesn't do her tours and show up on time. So, would y'all consider Lauryn Hill to be a failure? Leave me a comment on the video when you get to this part. She achieved so much success that she was able to walk away. But I wouldn't call her a failure. I mean, she's Lauryn Hill. Maybe she didn't live up to her potential. Maybe it's because due to her relationship, her tumultuous relationship, becoming a mother many times over, she wasn't able to do what we wanted her to do as an artist because she was too busy being a mother and a wife in a tumultuous relationship. Maybe real life kicked in. Maybe music, rap, singing, playing, strumming that guitar took a backseat to what was really going on in her life. And it happens. Beanie Siegel. Come on, Beanie Siegel lost his... Come on. Beanie Siegel lost his voice. Straight like that. Beanie Siegel is one of the greatest rappers of all time. This is a fact. One of the greatest. With records that we still play to this day. Right now as we speak. You might play some Beanie Siegel in the gym tomorrow because you need to be going to the gym tomorrow or going for a walk or doing some type of physical activity. I don't care if you smashing. Well, you can't really smash the... Yes, you could. You can smash the... Well, don't sing the lyrics. Just put on the instrumental. All right. Joel Santana. Unfortunately, another individual that got caught up in industry politics. According to legend, L.A. Reid wasn't really feeling Joel Santana. He had a bad contract with Cam, according to legend, allegedly. And it caused him to go into a whirlwind of what? Drugs. The rest is history. Lady Sovereign, I didn't see what was big about her in the first place, but she was ahead of her time because look where UK hip-hop is at now. Look at the Brooklyn drill music is based off of a UK soundtrack. Where you think Pop Smoke was getting that sound from? So she might have just been ahead of her time. But we know who she is, Mims. This was one of the biggest records ever. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the biggest records ever. And it even says, you remember, and I think he was independent, if I'm not mistaken. I think Mims was independent, if I'm not mistaken. Crucial conflict. Now you ain't gonna do that about no crucial conflict, man. I'm gonna be real with you. Yo, I love crucial conflict, man. That was like that. Hey, even that song Scummy. And Hey has influenced a number of Chicago MCs, including Chance the Rapper. How could you be a failure because you didn't live up to your potential if you influence one of the biggest fake independent artists in the culture? Because they like to say they're independent, but they black by people. In Too Deep, I'm not too sure who this is, and I can't hit play, but I think I know who that is. I think I know Back to the Hotel. They saying Young MC, Tony Yayo. Tony Yayo's on a worldwide sold out tour right now, as you can hear my voice, with 50 Cent. Young MC was the first person named Young, and we thought it was corny. You see how the universe work? We thought Young MC was a corny name. We was like, Young? Why is his name Young MC? Young? Now look, Young has become the staple of what they call themselves now. He started that. I seen somebody put Philly's Most Wanted. I actually have a Philly's Most Wanted interview with Bubonic on Forbes DVD channel. I interviewed Bubonic before. So, crucial conflict? I love, man. Hey, in the middle. That was before. Well, the first Lil was like Lil C's and Lil Kim, and it was more. I think, who was the first Lil? But you wouldn't have no Young Jeezy. You wouldn't have no Young Money. You know what I'm saying? And how could MC Hammer be a failed rapper? He sold all them records. Was one of the biggest rappers in the world that was doing tours. And then again, yes, James Crawley, I thank you for pointing that out. A lot of dudes was blackballed. A lot of dudes was in bad contracts, bad situations. And again, when Joe Budden was on Def Jam, Jay-Z took over. That was it. Recipe for disaster. Lil Richard, you got that right. So this show, to me, is to one thing Drake did say is don't give up. But what I'm saying to you, according to description, many people could be considered to be failures. Don't give up. Just be reasonable. Be realistic with your career. Be realistic with your craft. Be realistic. And even if you rap, see, some people rap is therapy. It's a lot of people, because I feel for people who, who never made it due to different circumstances. I know them. We know them in the hood. Every last one of us right now got maybe a cousin, your brother, one of your homies. That's nice. Rap they ass off. Y'all listen to a song every night as my show go off. It's a song called Tiptoe. That's my first cousin rapping on that. And I got y'all to listen to it and to like it, but I can't say that he's a failure because he's nice as hell. But real life kicked in different circumstances kicked in that made him not be able to pursue his career. But every night, y'all hear Tiptoe. Every night. To where y'all say play the whole song. So how could he be a failure if I made Potent, which is his name, something that y'all listen to every night? See how it works? See how you could bring it all back around? See how you can do that? See how you can do it? But you have to be able to pivot. You got to be able to pivot. Everybody can't pivot. Some of y'all have felt, all right, Scarlett just got her first apartment. What if she gave up because she a failure? What if she gave up because of that her thing on her lip? Which I'm gonna be real with you. I like Scarlett on when she was real hardcore. What they gonna try to do with her now? Swizz Beatz, you should have stayed out of that one, fam. I'm just be real because this is a sidebar, but just saying that she's a female DMX, no, she not. It's never gonna be another DMX. It's never gonna be another DMX because DMX was DMX. When you tell somebody they're like something, sometimes they try to be like something. But how could you be like something that you don't know? Nah, we got that This Is New York joint. That was it, man. That was it. That was it. Like there's never gonna be another DMX. We can't recreate humans. Only people who could recreate something might be their children, and because it's like Dirty. I love YDB. That's the homie. That's the bro. But he is able to capture a part of Dirty, a part of you. You his biological. You his physical child. But that was Into the 36 Chambers. Return to the 36 Chambers. Dirty. Dirty once came back as 250 pounds. He wasn't that same guy. So what we're seeing is that Dirty. We're not seeing what he would have been had he survived and put out other music and different music, right? So, you know, the emulation sometimes is not good. And I wish they had left Scarlett. You know, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I don't even like her with makeup on. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think she's weird. She's meant to wear makeup, not no heels. She's not even meant to be matching in a matching outfit. Truthfully, she had a lane that she could have just stayed in and had her thing. 05 over the movement in the building, and they're trying to clean her up. Anyway. But I can't say, Ricardo, you feel like Boot Camp was blackballed according to their relationship with Tupac? I can't really say that because they were independent. Like, how could you get blackballed if Buckshot and them could put out music whenever they want to? And then it's on the fans, right? This is what I'm saying. The problem is that there is no more fans. Everybody does what you do, and everybody critiques what you do, right? So who are the people that's supposed to be supporting you if you think your man Star Mel is nicer? You understand what I'm saying? When you hear Scarlett tell her story, she been through hell, right? She been through hell. So, I think she would have been able to embrace a struggle for young ladies that was the complete opposite of My Pussy. So Because that's what DMX did do when he came out. When everybody had on shiny suits and everybody was doing something, he just came with a damn jumper on in the tunnel talking about get at me. And it was the change that we needed. And I think Scarlett was able to do that. And then Swizz is gonna, it's showtime. Beatboxing and shit. Nah, man. Nah. I ain't, nah. 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 See, look, you say Scarlett is trash. But how is Scarlett trash? I don't think she's trash. She was able to capture something that I live, that I know. If you're not from New York, you're not going to understand her. You understand what I'm saying? You're not going to understand her. If you're not from New York, did you ever listen to her poetry? Did you do everything? But again, look, we'll just completely tear her down and people will big up Meg. And people will say Sexy Red is dope because Sexy Red is manufactured. Sexy Red Pound Town is dope to you? Sukiana is dope to you? You like that shit? See? I'm a Brooklyn dude, so when I hear this is New York, that captures the essence of what I know. So it's not for everybody. But to say she's trash? When that girl has been through hell in her life, and for her to even be able to go in the damn booth and lay down something? Nah. Jay Black, you said she sound like a dude, so Remy Ma sounds feminine to you? Remy Ma sound like she sounds real feminine to you? So you cool on her too? Or do some of you individuals like who you told to like? Or do you like who you grow to like? Do you like who you get seen the most? Do you like who standing next to people? I just listen to the music sometimes. Sometimes I don't like the music. And I just leave it right there. I don't got no opinion on it. I don't got nothing to say. But I remember there's a rapper called Boss that made a song called Deeper. That's one of the dopest records ever made. Ever made. Look up Boss Deeper. She didn't sound like no female. Shit is fire. Fire. Look up Boss Deeper. And that beat she's rapping to is actually Biggie Warning beat because it's actually Walk On By Isaac Hayes. That's where the sample come from. Also, MC8 used it in The Hood Took Me Under. It's the same sample. The Hood Took Me Under, Warning, and Boss is the same sample. Walk On By Isaac Hayes. But Boss sound like she was a damn nigga. So for any of you who doing your thing, where's my phone? So for any of you doing your thing, you know, be realistic. Know that you might not make it to a certain level. You might not make it there, but that don't mean you're a failure, because failure is really something that could, you know, it could fuck with your mind. It could fuck with your self-esteem. It could fuck with how you go about shit. Some of you really love music. Some of you really want to put out music. Some of you, you know, this is your outlet. Like I tell, it's a lot of individuals that hit me up and say, you know, I'm too old to rap. Yo, I don't know. And I just say, just do it for you. Just do it for you. Just do it for you, because at least you able to say, yo, I put out a record. At least you able to show your kids 10 years from now, 15 years from now, daddy made a song, mommy made a record. That's it. Do it for you. Get it out. That's really what this is all about. If you got the talent, you believe you got the skill, do it for you. Do it to say that you did it. That's really what it's all about. What good is having all them raps in your brain? What's good is having all them songs in your brain? What's good of having all that in your computer? What good is having all that? So put it out. Put it out. So that's how I feel. That's why everything I do, I just put music out. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I do. I'm just gonna put more music out. That's it. Why you keep saying Scarlett mental is messed up? Do you know what she been through? Why don't you go fucking read her story and know her story, besides keep saying her mental is messed up? All our fucking mental is messed up. Everybody mental is messed up in accordance to somebody else. If I watch you eat a piece of fish and eat the eyes and the head, I think your fucking mental is messed up. Don't do that. Because I don't think mental illness or anything with somebody mental is a joke at all, or even to be criticized or to be talked about unless you understand them and their story. So why you keep saying her mental is messed up? If you eat a hairy chicken wing in front of me, I think your mental is messed up. So that shit is subjective too. What the fuck did she do to make you say her mental is messed up? She has been through hell. Do you know what she's been through? Do you know what she's been through? She's been touched. She's been through hell. Wouldn't your mental be messed up too? Isn't her music supposed to reflect what she's been through? Isn't her music supposed to reflect what she's been through? That don't mean she's whack. That means she's getting it out. Don't you know that when you talk, you get it out? Via talking is how you heal. Most people bottle stuff up and never get it out. So sometimes she's making the music that she needs to make because this is her therapy. So stop saying her fucking mental is messed up, because you sound stupid. Seriously, respectfully. You keep saying her music is her mental. Give me a black woman in America who mental ain't messed up behind all the shit that we've been through and go through. I'll wait. Anyway. And if you think her mental is messed up and you think her music is negative, don't listen to it. Period. Everything is not from you. Do you think so DMX was rap tight to you? DMX was just perfectly fine. DMX would break down crying at any given time. DMX mental was right? It was a reflection of what he went through. It was a reflection of his life. His music is supposed to say shit like that. His music was negative too. To some, it was all perception. It was all how you look at it. So just keep saying her mental. You typed that like 4 times, like you trying to prove a point. All of our mental is fucked up. Look what we've been through. Look what we go through day in and day out. I'm not talking to you no more. Because again, what y'all do is y'all tear people down before they even get a chance. You tear people down before they even get a chance to show what they're gonna do. You wouldn't say DMX was the devil? Bullshit. He had a song called Damien. Who is Damien? See how you don't... Did you listen to Damien? Did you listen to Damien? Who is Damien? You ever saw The Omen? You wouldn't say DMX was the devil. Bullshit. But now you a dub. Now I'm not answering you no more. Bullshit. Thank you for bullshitting yourself in front of the audience. Thank you. You just proved that you're not even worth talking to anymore. Had a song called Damien. Raekwon talk about smoking crack. What are you talking about? Anyway. Let me go. I got shit to do. And don't let me tell y'all DMX story. DMX was struggling with addiction, all types of shit. Damien is the devil's son. And I could show you an interview that I did with his wife when she said, Damien describes him. Damien is the devil's son. He had a song called Lord Give Me a Sign. So how many albums do Scarlett have? How many albums do Scarlett have? Did she just start? Are you her peer? Are you her age? Are you a young woman? Because really, you really think about it, the problem is we like to judge people who we never walk their walk. And how people convey themselves is how they convey themselves. We just got to wait and see. That's it. That's it. But y'all throw out the baby and the bathwater every time. And that's why we fucked up. That's why we're fucked up. Because everybody's quick to come discredit everything. What is negative music? So hip hop is all positive. What are you talking about? So you don't listen to I can name every artist that did some negative shit. What are you talking about? Anyway. J.O., thank you. He made a song called Lord Give Me a Sign. He also smoked crack. So what? He wanted us to pray for him. He prayed for you. That's what you personally like. But for some reason, you're personally attacking her. But you got a whole bunch of artists that every other word that come out their mouth is my pussy so. I don't see you saying nothing about them. I don't see you saying nothing about them. I'm judging. What the fuck have you been doing for the last 15 minutes? And just be honest. What have you been doing? What have you been doing for the last 15 minutes? You never heard DMX rapping about blood on his dick and fucking corpse and shit like that? I think you need to go listen to DMX. Stop being a casual fan. Like I said to homie last night, you listen to that, y'all gonna make me lose my mind, and you think that define him. Anyway, everybody has duality. Everybody. So again, when you see the youth and they're venting, they're crying out for help, whether it's the music or what it is, what we do, we just say, oh, fuck them. No, yeah, they're negative. You think I know how a 17-year-old thinks in 2023? I don't. I don't know how a 23-year-old thinks because the time was different. But I know I've been their age. They never been mine. So all I could do, see, this is the difference between me and others in the youth. A lot of people say the youth don't listen, right? No, we don't listen to them. Let them talk. Let them express. And you give them a solution or alternative method to their thoughts, their actions, and the way they carry themselves. That's it. We trying to say in my time, listen, nigga, in your time, y'all niggas had to roll your window down like this. Fuck is you talking about? Now my damn sunroof go to the front, to the back. Y'all ain't even have sunroof. So what are you talking about in your time? And that's the problem. We keep talking about in my time, you ain't even have power windows. What are you talking about? We ain't never gonna go back to them times. We only gonna go forward. So how do we move forward? If this is the generation coming behind us, and then that was one of the things, the critiques that Joe Budden had of Drake too. Yo, why are you going back messing with the youth when you supposed to be leading them? You acting like them. Lead them. That's what he said too. But that went over everybody's head. You 37-year-old going back to fucking with 25-year-old girls, corrupting them. Trying to be like the youth when you should be one of the leaders because you're 37 years old. Well, do we just call them stupid? Listen, when I was 17 years old, you couldn't tell me shit. You couldn't tell me that you've been through what I've been through. I had every reason to be the way I am. Listen, my mother died when I was 2. I had the whole shtick laid out for why I was going to be a knucklehead. Seriously. I had the whole reason of why I could be justified in being a knucklehead. Until a light bulb went off in me. Until I was able to speak to elders and they listened to me and they said, well, you don't got to do this. You don't got to do this. How about you try this? And then I was like, I never thought of that. But we keep not hearing the problems, not hearing what they're going through, but tell them what they're going through and how things should be. That's not how it works. If you was fucking young when Bill Clinton was president or Bush or something like that, man, listen. Ice Cube said, well, we already know negative music is what the labels is pushing. Yeah, because Ice Cube made a lot of positive music too. He was just in a group called Niggas with Attitudes. Made songs called A Bitch is a Bitch. Now you're fucking quoting Ice Cube. And first of all, let's just be honest. Why is hip hop raising anybody anyway? Why is rappers raising people's children? Why is rappers the conversation of what everybody talks about all day anyway? This is kind of weird. It's kind of weird when you talk about rappers this, rappers that. Like, y'all don't know no regular ass people. Y'all don't know. You don't know no plumbers and shit like that. You don't know no lawyers. You don't know nobody who lives outside of the internet bubble and this entertainment bubble. Y'all don't go to work. Y'all don't have jobs. You don't read to your babies no more. You don't do shit. You don't do laundry. I just did laundry. I got to wash my sheets. I just bought a new sheet set to put on. Y'all don't do regular shit. Everything is rappers, rap, this, rap, hip hop, rap. What the hell is wrong with y'all? No, my platform is not about rappers. No, that means you're a casual watcher. You might be new here. Go back. I talk about mental health. That's why I get triggered when people talk about somebody's mental. I get very, very triggered because I don't think it's funny and I don't think it's something to be made fun of. I think it's something that we all are going through it. Everybody across the board. You have people like Robin Williams. You have people like, what's the Cook dude who have a lot of money and they still hung up. We had to sit in the house around each other thinking that come outside dressed like astronauts, thinking that we touched the wall we was going to die. You don't think people are still bugged out? You don't think when you cough people are still looking at you like, yo, why you coughing? You don't first of all, don't tell me what my platform is about. Don't tell me what my platform is about. Because sometimes I give you what you want in order to give you what you need. If you notice, every show I do starts with talking about nigga bullshit that everybody wants to hear, and then I venture off into what I want to give you. Right or wrong. We could start there, but we're not staying there. Because everybody wants the juicy shit. If I came on here, I got mad shows I could show you. Mental health as well. I got all them shits. The lowest views, the lowest likes. Nobody cares about that. Nobody wants to hear anything uplifting. Nobody want to hear anything positive. Everybody wants to tune in to watch the crash. So I'm going to give you what you want. And then I'm going to give you what you need. Every show, you look at every show I do, the last half hour It's always about building and building us up. That's what it's about. And I'm never going to stop doing that because that's who I am. You never see me kid up here. You know what I hate about black people and all these antics and axes and shit? I don't do none of that cornball shit, but people watch that shit though. And y'all won't even hit the like button. So I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. You got to give people what they want in order to give them what they need. Because if you give them what they need, they don't want it. You got people who could go to the store and buy some water. They buy soda. You got people who could eat a salad. They eat a cheeseburger. No, that's not why people talk about rappers, because they don't balance it with nothing else. Everything is balanced, and it's a duality in everything. People talk about rappers because they ain't got no motherfucking life, and they think they're somebody too. Everybody think they're somebody. A lot of people judge who they think they are based off their followers. Well, hell, she could be a bum, a chick about none, but if she show her titties, she'll get 200,000 followers. So she's more important to the culture than me because she's showing her titties? Just really think about it. Just really think about that. Many women and many dudes are on social media with a big following because they show their body. Not because they have any tangible skill. Because they show their body. That's it. Oh, she got a fat ass. Well, I'm following that. Then you got all these lusty dudes who's in their shit. Yo, you the best. Yo, I eat your ass when you leave the gym. I don't care if it's musty. I don't care. I don't live my life like that. But you got people who never did anything for the culture. You got people who never added on anything, but have the most to say. The most to say. Always tearing shit down. Never wrote a rap, never did a beat, never did anything. And have mental health issues too. It is people who sit before you every day with obvious mental health issues. That's why they smoke so much and drink so much, and all they do is tear shit down. And I'm not like that. I can be transparent. Yo, I've been through this in my life. I've been through this in my life. This is how I navigate through this, through that. This is how I do this. This is how I do that. This is how you do it. Change your perspective. That's what we talk about. That's what's going on. You watching motherfuckers drinking right in front of you. Drunk. Watch a nigga with jerry curls looking at pictures back and forth. But never got help for their problems. But it could project and tell you what's wrong with you. And people watch that shit. People watch that shit. People watch somebody tear people down day in and day out. And you guys say, yo, so what do you do? They don't do nothing. You put them in a room with a computer. You put them in a room with a pen. You put them in a room with a book. They don't know how to do nothing. But they'll tear down writers. They'll tear down computer experts. They'll tear down a lot of people who are actually creative people who actually do shit. They'll tear them down all day. And then now look at us. Look at us. Everybody's a goddamn critic. Everybody's a critic of everything. To whereas when we see people do stuff that we should be learning from, we don't learn from them because somebody said, he a bum. I used to have people around me that was always calling somebody broke. And I'm like, yo, how you always calling somebody broke? What's the diss? Oh, you broke. You broke. You broke. Oh, they broke. This person is broke. Anyway, let me go. I must drink water. I drank a bottle of some BCAAs. Listen. Before I go, when I crunch my numbers and I put all my numbers together, I could put you in front of many people. I got some promo coming up that I'm doing. But I do want to say this about the promotion. When I do promotion for you, I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. If I do some promotion for you and you have an issue with it or something wasn't to your liking and you think I can correct it, that's fine. But don't ever in your life, say I scammed you or I didn't do what I said I was going to do. You see those things on the screen? That's what I'm going to do. I give you a turnaround time. That's it. But I've had some bad instances with people with terrible brands, terrible product, don't even know anything about business or anything, and telling me how to do something that I'm successful in, and you want to do something. So, homie, fall back. Calm down. Calm down. Calm the fuck down. Because you cruising. The emails and the dumb shit, calm down. That's all I'm going to say. Calm down. Also, man, if you need advice, you need consultation, you want to learn how to do what I do, yo, hit me up. Book your consultation. You know what I'm saying? And to all the individuals who are doing your thing, put your music out, please. Put your music out. If you don't do it for you, hey, man, think about this. I'm going to come back really quick. Think about this before I go, right? Just think about this. If you have children, unless you have a lot of videos to leave to your children, imagine if you did music and your children are allowed to sing along with you and you pass. Imagine what that will do for generations. See, videos could probably go away and get lost. But if you put music on streaming platforms and all around, think about your children's children can say, that was my great-great-grandfather. That was this, that was that. Put your music out and dedicate a song, even if, no matter what you rap about, no matter how you rap, dedicate at least one of your records to your family and your future family. They're going to be able to listen to you forever. Just really think about that. So put your music out. Until next time, I'm out.